Right now, again, my biggest issue is if these AT boys and stuff kind of converge on the Italians, but the Italians seem to be doing quite well against this Crusader, doing a lot of damage, almost killing it. Can he go for the wipe? Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and today we have ourselves a 1v1. This has actually been put up for the community in large, so that's why I'm pulling this replay from. But if you would like to submit a replay for me to cover, unfortunately with CoH3, there's a lot of issues with these replays because they're still in beta. It's kind of like a janky system to unlock them and to go through, but we're making the best with what we have. And if you want to submit your replay, essentially I'll be making a video on how to do it, but you can submit it to my Gmail or Discord if you can pull a file, your temporary file from your from Company of Heroes playback. Now I will say one thing I have to keep doing is, for example, I have to switch to unique colors, right? So that way it's all good. And also these event queues I have to keep turning off, right? So that way you guys aren't just annoyed by constant pop-ups on the left-hand side. I hate that, but hopefully we get ourselves a good game. Who is in this game? Well, we got ourselves Isildur and Orange Pest. So I believe we'll have some awesome content creators here to show off some great skills. Right now we have 3 of these Panzer Pioneers with a motorcycle crew coming on out. On the counterpoint, we have Brits. Now, unfortunately, I can't pull up the other person's resources, so it can only show off the fact that in this selection we have the player list, right? So we have Orange Pest and Isildur. Apologies. And we know one has gone Italian combined arms, right? So that gentleman with the Italian combined arms, well, we know he can go any of these. So first up, he went with Bersaglieri. So again, these are very good, very mobile infantry, but he's not gotten them. A lot of people either will get them, go down here. If you don't, then I guess it's fine to get the passive stuff because it is passive upgrades. But we'll see what he does. Right now, we have the British going double Royal Engineer, getting better close range, while these guys are better at like more medium range based on the rifles, while these guys have more submachine guns. We have infantry section in the south. Again, AT boys have been slightly reduced in their capacity against other targets than armor, but we'll see how well that goes in this game. Where it seems, oh, here they are. Here's the Italians. So the Italian infantry, again, keeping up with the tradition of, well, the Italians might not be having their own faction, but they are currently leading the Africa Corps in the multiplayer aspect of this game. So British forces are moving on in with their own forces, but not as many as it seems like the Africa Corps currently have. Right now we are on the map, was it Twin Beaches? So currently it's a battle for this fuel. Right now is the main contention, but we have the motorcycles team down here, just expecting him to go flying just like he would in Indiana Jones. But again, has some nice abilities like tracer marking about 1, and honestly not bad at supporting other infantry against targets. That being said, solo versing an infantry section, I would run. Running would be a good idea. And yeah, the infantry section will grab the territory in the south, so at least there'll be another munition point for the Brits. But unfortunately, right now it seems like the star here and the star up north are under, well, Italian control. So the DAK are able to keep the pressure on the British by making sure the victory points are slowly decreasing. We have a flanking maneuver coming on in. These guys get a speed boost outside of combat, but while in combat they do slow down. But still, looks like with flamethrowers and them pushing on in, the British will be pushed back. Now, again, some positives about these guys are the flamethrowers you get with them, and if we quickly go here, you get minesweepers as well as this grenade launcher, which I've seen be very effective, especially when you group up together and use them to counteract the infantry, just because they are very destructive. Either used in groups or even solo, they're like rifle grenades in CoH2. They are extremely effective at hitting targets and just blasting them out of cover no matter where they are. They get, let's see, German infantry get into the building, just trying to hold their own. But as a reminder, again, this side has a lot of windows. You got multiple windows they're busting through to open fire in, but there's only 3 of them still, or are they using the door? They are not using the door. Or that glass panel right there. Figure they would break that. But still, they're at least doing some damage, but at least they get the bonus in being in a building. Let's see, the British have yet to use any rifle grenades, but they are bringing over a flamethrower squad to burn the unit out. He sees that is going to retreat, because he does not want to engage a flamethrower, because flamethrowers in this game are still quite powerful, again, for CoH3, the best way to visualize the infantry is not actually a unit itself, but think of it as a clay model. Bullets kind of do, you know, slow but steady damage, but the big thing right now is the flamethrower will melt, right? The flamethrower will melt, or actually more a wax candle, I guess, would be a better personification, but the idea is essentially it melts the infantry very quickly, more so than bullets would. Now we have fire on fire with both the DAK and the British launching flamethrower attacks, but it looks like the DAK might survive. These guys are all lined up and the fire is affecting them all. So, yeah, with the motorcycle crew, they might get some... No, they don't go for, like, trying to put on damage and kill the unit. And it seems like the Germans don't exactly have the resources to move on in, try to move in to kill. He's probably going to have to go very defensive, though he has set up some mines. So good job for him for setting up some mines. So that way, again, if British armor comes on in, they meet an explosive end. Or, you know, other infantry itself, if it's, you know, unlucky enough to walk onto the territory. We shall see. But, anyway, we have the we have a DAK, a medical vehicle over here. The British have their own medical facilities, so again, they're healing up their men, as you can see with this medic. He's just helping out, providing some medical support for the infantry coming on back to heal them up, which is great for the Brits. Now, the Brits themselves, we can see here, again, they are building up their next building. Well, it seems... I'm sorry, no, the DAK are, I'm sorry. I keep expecting to click on this and then immediately switch on over. We can see, again, they have, like, the training center unlocked, but I can't really do any further, which is unfortunate, right? We can see here, okay, so they at least got the section command post. All right, and then, again, you have the main headquarters, this. So they have some buildings, but not a lot. And actually, I wonder, that's interesting that he built it here, because usually the AI will automatically place it around here. So I wonder if that he manually made that. A lot of people just double-click on the building to make it, so it is curious to see them do that. All right. But anyway, British forces, along with, including infantry section and the Royal Engineer, are moving on in. They have flamethrower crews, so again, good against the infantry, and now we have the AT boys coming on in. Again, they're not as great against all-purpose items like maybe a building or fortifications, but what they do excel at still is taking down armor. So in this situation, you still have to be very cautious of them with throwing in a half-track or even like a Panzer III, right? Not saying he's going to get Panzer III anytime soon. Right now, again, we have this building, so he's also getting Battle Phase 2, so he's probably going to go for the light Stug. Right? He's probably going to go for a Stug D, I would say. I mean, recover vehicle's fine, but right now there's nothing to recover or heal, so I don't expect that being deployed. Alright. Right now we got Bergsleary and them taking the territory in the south. And again, he's going for this to cut off the munition points, so again, that's less resources going in for the Germans. Oh, sorry, for the Brits. Infantry section using the boats as heavy cover, but he throws a grenade. Very nicely done. Destroy the cover and cause some actually serious damage to the infantry section. More infantry section are coming on in, but they've yet to get any upgrades, so they're not going to be quite as effective. I don't, like, personally for me, I would still get the Reese package because I really like that flare that you get. Again, I think the cost of it, 45 munitions, is worth it, but hey, we'll see. Right now, again, if these guys were to get, you know, the additional upgrades, which looks like that's what he's going for, right? This is 1 command point, this is 3. So he'll get this to get automatic LMGs for his, kind of like the bars. Oh, nice grenade on the infantry section. This one squad managed to push back 2 infantry section. Still, he pulls back, but I think he could have held out further and grabbed the fuel. That or the Panzer Pioneer is just going to grab it. Either way, very good. Up north, we have a lot of territory swinging on over to the Africa Corps. Again, playing the infantry game very well and now getting armor to support that. But as a reminder, this armor is more dedicated to infantry, right? I like the recon package, chat. Again, that's me. But again, if you want serious upgrades, you want bread. For me personally, like 2 AT boys for, like, I would say if you're getting 4 infantry section, 1 recon and 1 Bren. That way the Bren can deal, like, more solidly against other infantry, but the recon package provides you that extra bit of, you know, a tactical advantage, so you can see what the enemy's bringing up, right? That's why I like it, because especially with the Americans, I like using the Pathfinder's recon flares to identify key targets, and that way you know what's coming, right? But we'll see. Stug right now is opening fire. Infantry section are turning tail. We also have a Martyr 3 being made. Interesting. So again, very solid AT gun and actually pretty potent for its size. The issue about it is the fact that it's very, very low tolerance to pain. This thing cannot take that much in a fight. It's so weak that, as we can see here, it has 10 rear armor. Bullets in the back will hurt this armored vehicle. So this tank destroyer can actually be killed by small arms fire if you're not too careful. So again, you have to be very cautious with how you bring this thing in. Infantry section are taking the south. Right now we have infantry. Again, we can see here he got the bar upgrade with command point, and now he's engaging, lighting up again using Ura. So yes, the Italians have Ura, because why not? But as you can see here, they have the high ground and making the infantry fully retreat. So very nice job at taking that area, right? So they're going to push on in and grab the fuel. On the left-hand side, we have the Stu pushing back their main British forces. Again, not looking all that great for the Brits. But right now, they got themselves the platoon command post. So this gets them a number of armored vehicles and other things that they can bring on out. Now, are they going to necessarily have the resources to bring it out? Maybe not. And we can see here, he's already jumping over to the command post. Again, a Matilda could be pretty solid because even though this is AT, right, none of the other units are really AT adjacent or can really perform that many actions, right? It's not like these guys, right, have Panzerschrecks, or these guys have snares. They don't. They have this AT grenade, which is fine. It can hurt armor, but it's very, very, like, minuscule. But I don't think he really cares. Right now, if I had to guess, this gentleman, it wants to keep focusing on putting pressure on the Brits, right? Actually, hold on. For the Brits, this is actually kind of important. We have Indian artillery. So Zilder has Indian artillery, where we have the, again, the combined arms for them. We have not seen any real specials or really any bonuses from what I've seen with the Brits. Also now trying to target the base, being very aggressive. Stu taking a number of hits. Again, the front armor of it, pretty solid, so he can take a lot of AT boy fire. Unless they come from behind, then it will start taking some serious damage. Right now, 2 engineer squads have to be very careful, because while they probably could burn this Italian infantry alive, again, that Stu could definitely provide support fire and weaken him quite considerably. So, also I like this, putting barbed wire in front of the cover. Again, nice little bonus stuff like that. Resource-wise, you can see here he's not, you know, having a ton, but I bet you, he's making sure his Italian infantry have upgrades, and he's getting that right now. Does require a lot of munitions, but they are super solid once you get these, to where this is where, again, my initial thing for providing recon or the AT boys, any of that infantry section fighting this unit is going to fall to the wayside. You need the additional support, right? And that additional support can be, oh, by the way, again, tracer marking, so that makes it more susceptible, making it easier for them to maybe target the engineers. Again, engineers and flamethrower are still very powerful. I love them trying to barb. Oh my god, those men are on fire. Oh, I guess, no, they're still on fire, but no, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, they managed to successfully push back and neutralize a lot of the engineers. So excellent job right there. Stu moving in once again, killed the base. So right now he's slowly being pressed in. So again, this is where AT boys are really going to need to be brought out to really counteract this guy. But again, I really like so far what the Stug and all the infantry have done. They really pressed in the British. And it's interesting that the British are even still extending some decent power. Oh my god, that Stu just obliterated that man. Alright. And then just oorahing him to chase him down and trying to get some kills. He's going to try to close the gap so we can maybe murder him. Again, with double LMGs, it's a high likelihood. But alas, still he's able to get out of there at a good pace. Oh, hold on. We got ourselves a Crusader. Now, the Crusader is solid because you're going to up it with additional bonuses, right? You can increase it to a 6-pounder to make it better, but this is where the Martyr 3 really comes in handy, because as you just saw, that main gun the Crusader had just did, what, almost nothing. It did like 10% damage to this, and now, right, he has gotten upgrades for his infantry and armor. So, or he can, I'm sorry. Right, so we can go through here and see that he's already gotten the vehicle survival package. Let's see, he has emergency repair kits. And that's about it. Usually if you go with Panzer Grenadiers, right, you get the up grenade package as well as the veteran squad leader. That does require a lot of manpower, which sometimes the DAK have trouble with, but still very much worth it to make them even better on the field. But right now, he's automatically healed himself thanks to the battlefield repairs, which is the reason why the DAK is so exceptional, is they get those automatic repairs to bring themselves up to battle and just causing all sorts of havoc. Stoogs are on standby with the Martyr 3. The British are launching a massive counterattack. One sec. Sorry. AT rifles are opening fire. Wait, Martyr 3 caught out of position. Nice kill. Again, AT boys doing work with now a Martyr 3. No upgrade for him. Interesting. So again, a little bit weaker, but without that AT, now we have a serious flaw where he thought he could easily defeat the British, right? Without major issue. But now we're in a situation where he has essentially no effective AT, and he has not upgraded himself to next base. An issue with the Africa Corps is right now they don't have the manpower, right, that some other factions can freely do. So, although good kill on that infantry section. AT boys are doing what they can. The Stoogs are lighting up this Crusader and infantry with the best of their ability, but still, heck of a job, heck of a counterattack by the British forces. They're taking heavy damage though, although again, we can see here the Germans are making moves elsewhere. There are still some mines that you have to worry about. We know there are mines here. I'm not sure the British do. But again, now they have to pull back. So excellent job, excellent counterattack. Victory point-wise, the British are still down by 250 points. Grenadiers are short range with assault packages of armored battle group. It's shred. I'm sorry, it's a shredding machine, I'm assuming is what you're saying. But no, again, from what we see right now, right, we go to player list. Orange Pest, aka the DAK, currently has Italian combined arms, where we have the Indian artillery battle group, right, for Isildur. So as the British counterattack, I thought Isildur did a good job, but right now he needs another victory point. Victory point is up here. We also have the victory point over here, which is what he's grabbing. So in the south, he has better shot. Oh my god, that motorcycle's so done. And there he goes. Shredding machine, yeah. Oh, Favelix, no worries. I got what you said. It's okay. I'm terrible at chat options as well. But here's where we have the issue, right? Because now we're about to get Pact of Steel. I guarantee he's going to get Pact of Steel. Because he's going to get a bunch of cheap Italian armor. And the Caros are notorious for being, again, maybe not being the best by themselves, but you chain them up right now in multiplayer and they start doing work. But Crusaders, meanwhile, again, while cheaper, you start giving them the 6-pounder and they can start, you know, punching above their weight. Again, I think he should probably start getting those upgrades. For me personally. Because again, I think the base Crusader weapons, I think it's a 2-pounder gun is fine, but I think the 6-pounder would be a lot better. Is Fallschirmjäger Pioneer and the Panzer IV still Wehrmacht meta? Maybe not as much because the flak has been a little bit more of a deterrent. Again, myself and 151 are currently making a lot of how to open videos, kind of covering a lot of this stuff. What I will say is these Stoogs are definitely not meta against the Crusader. Simply put, the Crusader is good at fighting infantry and armor. This thing is mainly designed to fight, well, other fortifications and or infantry, right? That's why he keeps focusing on the infantry with the Stoogs and just keeps taking bullet after bullet. And that's why, really, the 6-pounder would be a little better against these guys. Meanwhile, we have these Caros on the field, and they are solid. These guys are super solid versus the British forces. Again, right now, again, I still give the edge to Orange Pest, as, again, we have another Italian tank on the field. To kind of put in perspective of why that's the case, is Pact of Steel. That decreases the cost, so these units are 255 manpower and 38 fuel. They're pretty cheap. Combine that with the Stoogs, which are focusing on the AT boys, or, yeah, because they're all grouped up. You can produce a lot of these, and they can at least do some work. And again, these guys also get additional penetration. Maybe, you know what? I would assume that these guys are just maybe, hold on. Requires must be native territory. Maybe the fact that the British just, I keep thinking they have at least some resources, but I bet you instead of upgrading the infantry, or sorry, the armor, he's putting all of his resources into the AT boy upgrades, right? But that might be Hold on, we'll see what happens right now as... Oh, he must have thought the bunker was gone because he was chasing him into the base, but now he's running all the way back. Meanwhile, the Crusaders launching a counterattack. Again, trying to kill that one Stug. Successfully managed it. Hold on, we have a third Crusader on the field. So the Crusaders seem to be the preferred option right now. And right now, it's a battle between Crusaders versus the Italian Caros, as the Stugs are now falling to the wayside. Oh, wait. I take that back. Right now, we have a Martyr 3 on the field. One positive I will say, right, is Orange Pest has not lost any of his infantry, right? He has kept his Italian forces, right? The Bersagliers alive, or Bersaglieri, I'm terrible at the name, and the Panzer Pioneers, right? They're still alive. So overall, the British have lost, you know, engineers, infantry section, thanks to the Stug D. Again, coming on up, he's like, I can maybe try to kill some of the infantry and retreat. But we'll see how this goes. Right now, again, my biggest issue is if these AT boys and stuff kind of converge on the Italians. But the Italians seem to be doing quite well against this Crusader, doing a lot of damage, almost killing it. Can he go for the wipe? He's so low. One last shot would do it. Bersaglieri opening fire. Now they're going to focus on the other one while the other Italian infantry retreat. Remember, they do have automatic repairs, so we can just send them off to a corner of the map and then get them repaired. Crusaders are doing what they can, but again... wow, he actually retreats. I'm not surprised he retreated that. Because, especially with the Martyr 3, you at least have infantry screening. So that way you can't move up with AT boys on it. But now we have the Martyr 3 providing solid AT. Great triple team on that Crusader. The other one needs to pull back, as the Martyr 3 could potentially kill it. Hold on, we have another tank. I'm sorry. This smoldering pile of scrap is actually, fun fact, a Crusader tank that is alive and in desperate need of repairs. Engineer squads are pulling on back to hopefully allow for that. Meanwhile, again, you have additional infantry laying mines on the front. Makes sense. You want to make sure you can heal your men, right? And you don't want them to just charge you while their men are just off in the corner. So place mines on their defenses so that way you're okay. Gilvi, thank you very much for the sub. Sorry. I wish I was in a better... I wish my voice was better, along with my congestion. I took a bunch of meds before this, but I'm
How are you doing? Carrot, I got vacation for over as MONMTH now.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you got some vacation, Gilvi. But yeah, no. Right now I've also... pretty much it's in my nose, congested, and then the back of my throat. But hey, at least it's breaking up, so that's great. I felt like utter garbage the last 2 days, so thank you guys for putting up with it. Oh, okay, here we go. This is something good. Foot guards. Now, you may look at these guys and be like, okay, what's the big deal? Foot guards are really solid close range, and they have bazooka teams. So they are actually pretty solid against the, well, any armor that the Italians could throw. So in this situation, right, all these Caro tanks and Martyr 3s could have some steep competition, because, again, those are some solid British forces. That being said, victory point-wise, it is still a slow decrease for the Brits. They need to do some substantial changes. Also, using a lot of the excess resources to place mines. Good use, in my opinion, of the mines, because I don't think the British have minesweepers. They have flamethrower units, and this is kind of something you have to keep in mind for right now. A lot of CoH3 play is because the flamethrower is so strong, people kind of forget about mines or minesweepers. And that can cause a lot of damage, because it isn't just two models. I've seen mines cause way more damage, so we'll see how things fare. Again, keeping distance. Foot guards taking a lot of hits. Again, they have additional health to them, so they can take a lot more damage than your infantry section can. Double Stugs, though, still do quite a lot. They're going to push up. Bersaglieri are trying to drive them away. Probably should grab the territory. Meanwhile, we have this infantry section going south, but most of the Italian armor is, and sorry, the Martyr 3s are pushing up. Can't really say Italian armor, as majority of the armor is German. Oh, there goes one Martyr 3, but the second one does kill the Crusader. Hold on, they've completely surrounded that Crusader, taking it out. without that Crusader, I think the British are done for. Because that was 2 tanks and some small damage to the Brits, but not all that major. And also no mines, really. Again, we have a minesweeper here so the Germans can detect it, but I think Orange Pest is in a really solid state right now. Unless we see a major armored vehicle come out, which I think is just another Crusader. Oh, no, it's Matilda. Okay, we actually are seeing something a little different. AT boys hit the Stug. The reason I say a little bit different is Matilda is a thick boy. It is very thick armor, 300 in the front. So it can take a lot of hits. Unfortunately, its main gun is not that great. It bounces a lot. It's a base 2-pounder gun. So really, it's just meant to take hits. And right now, this Martyr 3 still has the penetration required, especially against the side, as we can see here, to really do damage. Which is why a lot of people... I know a lot of people still don't prefer the Matilda, even with the armor increase. But at the very least, it's something to absorb damage and allow the infantry to advance. That being said, the Stugs can start repealing themselves as soon as they're out of combat. Maybe the Bazooka team's AT teams can do some damage to it, but I don't think they're going to kill it. I just don't think they have the DPS required before he just pulls back to another defensive line, or the Italian infantry move on in. So good job for Orange Pest. Zilder's in a really tough spot. And right now, again, he got upgrades to where rapid advance, so all the vehicles can now grab territory, which makes it even more dire for the Brits because they need to move infantry up, or he can just send all this armor around the map to just grab territory, right? Along with his infantry. Matilda's moving on in through the flank, but again, they know he's coming. Really shocked that none of the mines that have placed have gone off, but to be fair, they've been more in territory that's kind of on his side, and the British just have not been able to really advance all that much. I expect we're going to see a big flank. Remember, even though this thing has a lot of armor, the Italian Caro can increase its penetration, right, for munitions. We have a large strike coming in that kind of sent the infantry away. That's thanks to the Italian artillery. But it didn't really kill anything, and he retreated. Now the Martyr 3 has the high ground, hitting the Matilda. Again, solid job having the high ground. Matilda giving chase, but again, he is rather slow and about to hit a mine. There he goes. Mine detonates, bringing the Matilda down to barely anything, allowing for the Martyr 3 to give the kill shot on him and just not neutralize him. And there we go. Orange Pest, after them saying good luck, have fun, Isildur gives the GG, and that is game. Again, most likely he backed out, as unfortunately there is no surrender button. But I thought that was a pretty solid game. Now, unfortunately, at this current situation, if I back out now, there isn't going to be any match stats or anything. So, my apologies. But I did think this was a pretty solid game. It definitely shows that, first off, light vehicles are the key. Secondly, I thought overall Orange Pest did a really great job at holding on to territory. And also expanding it, right? Again, he didn't just go with mainly Berserkers. He did a kind of a mix between Panzer Pioneers and only 2 of these guys, which I think is a pretty solid choice because, again, these Panzer Pioneers are only 200 manpower, where these guys are about 320, right? So overall, you're not wasting so much manpower on, so much manpower on these guys reinforcing. You can kind of make do with the Africa Corps having so many units and abilities that require so much manpower. Plus Pactive Steel reducing the cost for these guys, as well as, again, you can just go through here right now. Like, I know even my cat's talking about it. The reconnaissance tractor is 204 and 12 fuel. We go to those Martyr 3s, right? Let's see, and that is 238 manpower, 21 fuel. So again, they're pretty cheap, but again, still have a solid amount of firepower. The Caro 3s, again, like I said, already pretty cheap as well. Probably, I think, how much is a Stug? Let me double check that real quick. The Stug is, okay, the Stug is unaffected. It's 280 and 45. So, but still, overall, I think he had a solid mix of armor and units to engage. And while he was able to, while the British Isildur was able to kill a few of them, right? It still didn't make up for the fact that he was still losing so much. And honestly, I'm actually kind of shocked he didn't try to get the recovery vehicle. so that way you could get some of these Red Crusaders or stuff. Or maybe you just didn't think it was necessary. But hey, what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. Again, this has been Greyshot17, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and before y'all go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, Big Cooch, Aphyria, Ace, Pyro Shark, Tony B95, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support and helping me grow my channel and support my channel and everything I do. Thank you, and to the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.